Esther, welcome.
I
So we're all here. And I actually would love to know, Esther, did you do any sketches from the reference photos? Did you have,
yeah, I
yeah, you
sent
do?
them. I sent them to you by messenger.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Okay. I will I will look at that right now.
Yeah. And I also indicated, and I'm sorry about this, but I had to see my ophthalmologist specialist. I just got home from that.
Oh, I
Um,
see. Okay.
and so my eyes are dilated, so I'm not seeing very well. So I'm going to watch.
Okay.
I won't be doing any drawing because I'm a little incapacitated at the
Yeah.
moment.
Yeah. No, no, that's yeah.
But you know what? All is well.
Okay, good. I'm glad to hear that.
Things have cleared up. I'm very happy about that. So,
Wonderful. Okay, that's great news. Yeah, we'll just work with what we have to in that regards. And so okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to start with a quick critique and share. That's just more of an intro, and I think this will just get us introduced to what work was done in between the first and then the second section. But that after a demo, I'll come back and we'll do like a more intense critique kind of while we work. Okay, we can do both because I know that some of us might need more, like because you're coming into the group actually this session. I'd like to spend some time with you, but just to get us moving and um, in action. I don't want to do a full on critique just because I know that'll take a half an hour. So let me just pull up your messenger thing. Um, okay, I'm going to two things. One, I want to apologize for not emailing back to at least say, got it, thank you. I have no excuse other than this past week, there has been an unusual amount of more emails in just general for me. And I am, you know how your inbox has pages?
mm.
I'm missing emails because it's like not even, I go to my inbox and I'm not seeing them because it's like, that's how many there are. So I have to sit down and delete and delete and delete and respond. But two, with Messenger, because my Nana, and again, this is not an excuse, but because she sends me insane amounts of messages, like almost every cooking thing, recipe you can think of that she's watching, she sends to me, and I'll never tell her to stop. I love it, but I don't watch any of them. I have no time to do that. But because of that, I have my notifications turned off. So if you use Messenger to send me anything on Facebook, just send a quick text and be like, check your Messenger. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's my request. And not that you would have known that, but actually, it's something that I recently did. I had to turn it. I used to have like silenced messages, like
Mm.
I'd see the pop up, but then that comes up like constantly.
Oh,
Ridiculous.
so distracting.
It is. It happened actually in our last session. No, not our class, but on the weekend classes. It was mental. Okay. So that's my apology. That's definitely a
Oh, don't
situation
worry.
I've been in.
No worries.
Here we go. Oh, great. Okay.
So, Sharlena, I had a bit of a breakthrough with this, which
Woo-hoo.
surprised me. So, like the first one I did of the horse, and you wouldn't believe how long I spent on that. It was ridiculous. In fact, God bless him, my husband once again said, stop it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then I did more of what you said, probably not exactly what you said, but I worked very quickly, which is a breakthrough for me. And it was actually so much better. I need
Um,
I need to do more of that.
the working quickly, especially when you're just trying to come up with composition sketches, is I'm glad to hear it. There's actually theory behind it. Oh my goodness. Okay. These are great, Esther. How do I download these?
Do you want me to email them?
No. Oh, no. It's okay.
Okay.
No, I'll do a screen share. I'm actually going to come back to your sketches.
Okay.
We're just going to start with the muskox. We're going to start with Mary. And
Yeah.
we're going to go to the fox and then Stacy. And then, so I'm going to, just in my mind, going like, start there so that you can even see sort of what happened last week.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
It does.
Okay. So I'm going to screen share. Here we go. Okay.
Where's he come? Come on. Come in.
All right, muskox in the house. It's fantastic.
Good girl.
Can you guys
How
see
did she get so dark?
Yes. Wow.
Wow is right.
I love it.
So you're definitely into like detail, which is fantastic. You're working. You put a lot of work into that. I love the intense connection to the eye. Like this, there's actually added. Like it's not. What kind of gaze is this? This is sort of like my territory gaze. Like do not pass. It's like standing strong. So let's talk about composition, Mary. Is that something that in your email you were?
It looks rather as though it should be hanging in the Elks Lodge or something, because it looks more like a stuffed head.
On a wall, yeah. Like, you're going to need more body, which I think is great.
Well, I wanted it clear, I had a tape on there. But should I work it right off the page?
Yeah. Yes. Oh, I see. Yeah, I would take that tape off.
Now, the thing is, I had abandoned this fellow because I felt I wasn't doing really what we were after, because I got into dicky little details.
You did.
And I didn't think I can do that. I mean, I can do that forever.
Yeah.
But I didn't think that was the point. So I quit doing that guy. And
okay.
I turned to the polar bears that I had looked at.
Okay. Well, stop my screen share. Would you like to show those?
Now, I think I sent to you a picture of where I was with the bears.
You did?
Yeah, but that was only yesterday.
Okay. All right. Let me see here.
Okay, so I decided that I'd try to follow your instructions.
You're funny.
Another thing with the...
I don't have that email, Mary.
Oh, okay. I'll just show you. Yeah, maybe I never sent it.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but I truly don't see it.
You can see this guy.
That is the ghost. That's fantastic.
Oh my.
Wow.
Yeah.
Again.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. This is definitely following instructions and on par, and it's a wonderful composition. Wow.
It was so much fun to do.
And it looked like it was fun to do.
Yeah.
It was amazing to see what a little bit of lifting in the color would do, what molding it gave it.
Mm-hmm.
And
molding. Oh, I like that word. That because we are sculpting in 2 dimensions. Like it is an illusion in that regard, but molding is such a perfect word for it.
So anyway, I felt that now I'm sort of to the point where I'm scared to do anything else.
That's so normal. But once I show you like how I would go into it again, there's so many different approaches, and respect that you know yourself and you know what you wouldn't maybe have done with on your own sort of thing. So I'm hoping to inspire, just a little bit of sharing how my mind works when I break up the steps, and then see how that works for you. So you won't, I think you'll have a good moment of, okay, I can do this. Let's do this. So
do everything.
I think your muskox got a little bit out of the composition because it feels higher, and from what I recall, having, when you're saying you'd have to put the body, so I don't think it's the detail necessarily. I actually think it's more the placement, that to have the herd in the back, you sort of needed the head to be a lot, maybe taking up more space, and instead of it feels high.
Yeah.
The placement, it's high on the page, and I think it should have been
oh, okay.
Just again, it's not even that much, but half an inch will do it, right? But that was my first thought when I looked at it. I thought, oh, it's a little high. It's not feeling like I can see anything in the distance at this point. So
I've got a strip of tape on the top, so I take that off and draw up into it.
Good. Okay. Why'd you tape it in the first place? Just out of curiosity.
It's a habit of mine.
Oh, okay. Cropping with the tape just to stay in size. Okay. Good. Well, I think that at least you have flexibility with taking it off, and it's a beautiful drawing. I'm not saying you should abandon it, but that polar bear is way more in line.
I could forget about that guy.
Okay.
Go with the bears.
Yeah.
I'm going with the bears.
Okay.
Come back and try doing the muskox with the same approach.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
How did you get so dark in the polar bears in the shadow areas? Because my charcoal definitely not dark.
So dark?
Yeah.
I had a brush with some a fairly stiff little brush, and
Is it just charcoal powder?
It's all just charcoal.
Hmm.
So I rubbed it hard on there and did it several times.
Okay. Is it a charcoal stick or pencil, and then you smudged it? Powder.
That's all. Yeah.
And what paper are you using?
Now this one, ashamed to say, I can't really tell you. I found it in my collection, and it's a Cotman.
Oh, okay. So watercolor. And is it very smooth, or is it a...
No, it's got some tooth, and that could be why. That's what I thought. It'll hold the charcoal. Yeah. It's got a little bit of tooth. It's certainly a cold press. I think it's 140, fills it.
Okay, cool.
And your muskox, you went in with a stick, didn't you?
Yes.
Didn't
you? That's right. Yes.
So this is why I fell in love with the charcoal powder as a first step, and throughout a lot of the work that I've done, because it's so gentle, and you're going slow, and it's so forgiving. Even though, and Stacey will address different papers and erasability, but there is a reason why I suggest charcoal powder. It's so that because we're gonna get out the sticks, right? But then the muskox, you're using a stick and you're getting to your brain is we're drawing now. So the brush and the powder is actually it's a different way of thinking. It's you're painting large shapes.
Right.
Felt like painting.
Mm-hmm. And you got the brush. Woohoo!
Yeah, I've had this for about 50 years.
Oh, nice.
This brush is a Winsor Newton, and it's quite surprising on how well it picks up, just lightens an area. So,
okay.
And it you can turn it and push it, and shove the charcoal out a little bit, and it's really fun.
Okay, that's actually, it's not something that I do that much, is like to use a kind of cleaner brush to remove.
Yeah,
So
but
I like that.
Yeah, I just wipe it on my front.
Nah, that's very Bob Ross of you. You know that. His little on the boobs. Great. Okay, very exciting. We're going to actually, this leads into Nancy's fox. So I'm going to share my question when you had sent me the photos that you'll see right in a second is, Nancy, do you still have powder on the page? It looked like when you took the photo, there's still powder like loose there.
yeah, I tried to shake it off, but I guess there's a bit still sitting there. Yeah.
Okay. Because I think it's important to actually brush it off, like
Okay.
truly brush it, because then you're really working with the value that is there instead of it's right now looking like it's darker, but it isn't. Yeah. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
You know what I think's throwing me off though? I think that the paper needs to be a bit more narrow so his back comes down, because that's why I think his head looks small.
Oh, it's squished almost, isn't it?
Well, it's okay if it stays that size. If I take off about another inch, at least from this side of the
tail side.
Yeah,
I agree.
and then bring his back down faster.
Yeah.
Like, here's the picture. See, goes like that.
Oh, yeah.
That's two, but I think mine's just a little too. Scott's showing a bit too much butt over here.
It doesn't bother me though. Does it? I mean, I like what you're saying. Does anyone else have like a different reaction? Leaning one or the other?
Could I see that photo again, please? Could you hold up the photo?
I think you have to say something, Nancy, so that the camera goes to you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So the problem here, I'm not. Let's see if I can get this so I can see. Can't. No, anyway, I can't see what I'm doing here because
we can see. It's okay. You've got it in the good spot.
So my thing is, in my drawing, his head looked a little small for his body. I mean, there's his legs, like it was reading a bit odd. And then I looked at the picture today and I thought it's because this back is coming this way, down faster.
I think you're right on the head, because if you look in the photo you're holding up, the ear is about the halfway mark, and on yours it's less than halfway.
Yes, he's got his head out, and he's got too long a back, I think.
Yeah, I love the head, and this is a great example of if we wanted to use projectors, we would have. I think your drawing has the life. It's beautiful, but if that is too much and you're feeling that, then that is the reason to crop it for sure. And I think it'll make all the difference. Just 2 inches or something like that off that.
I think it will, because otherwise I'm going to keep playing with his head more than
Yeah.
Okay.
I like the head. And if you hadn't, if I hadn't seen the the original, I quite like it.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, and so let's all just remind ourselves as we go, help each other, that we're not that our reference photos are literally just a guide. There for information when we need it. Okay, that's fantastic. We're gonna look at Stacy's now, which Stacy, yours looks, when you said you couldn't erase back, I actually love at least you did the eraser in a painterly way. Here, I'll move that.
Yeah, there's areas I couldn't completely erase that I wanted to, that was a little bit out, but I think it'll be fine once I get the darker charcoal in.
Yeah. Yeah. So but
Beautiful.
is it not as dark than when you are seeing it on the screen right now? Is it not as dark in real life?
Oh no, it's not very dark at all.
Okay. Okay. That's just the camera and lighting.
Yeah, it's just
Beautiful. It's like all that planning was so worth it.
Yeah.
This is a wonderful composition.
And very clean.
Mhm.
Ooh, do you like? That's a nice compliment, right? For someone who's like, there's all these lines, erasing lines, but it actually feels like you really kept it clean.
Yeah. Like, you
yeah.
still
I was.
did it. So you didn't get all caught up.
Oh, there was charcoal everywhere. I just was eraser after eraser after another type of eraser. Just going in an eraser. Yeah, because I mean,
Cleaning up.
it's a watercolor paper, so the charcoal does stick to it pretty well. Hopefully,
go ahead.
I was just saying, hopefully, like the darker, like the charcoal pencils and the charcoal sticks in the pencils will, bring the dark and depth to it.
Yes, and they'll make the whites look lighter than they are. Just the high contrast, and I think you'll be very happy to have used this paper when we get into discussing what kind of mixed media we want to bring in at some point. I know you had said maybe just reds or little shots of it here and there, but remember, we're experimenting. We got to stay open, and having that option, even if you don't choose to use it, is great. Is that the little seed or a berry in the mouth? Are you doing the berry in the mouth?
Yeah, doing the seed.
I like it's not just round. I like that it's more of a organic shape.
Yeah.
Instead of just round. Okay.
I love the feeling of motion in it.
Yeah.
With the mother.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, it's very lovely.
That's what I'm hoping to go for is
Yeah.
because I'm stiff. I'm usually stiff in my drawings. And so I'm trying not to be stiff is the goal. One of the goals. So thanks. And it's a male.
A male.
It's a dad.
Right.
Yep. Because you weren't here when we had this discussion last time.
Right.
So you can't tell now because the red's not in there, but the male woodpeckers, the red goes all the way to his beak, and the females start up higher.
Right.
And then the males have a red bit on the side of their face that the females do not have.
Here.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So these two. So the bottom one is a female, and the top one's a male.
Right.
Because of the marking of the red.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, cool to learn these things.
Nice.
See, and I like that berry that you did in the actual piece that is like more of a seed.
Yeah.
Just the shape is nice. Okay, so yeah, you're totally ready to go. It's really great work. We're gonna take a couple minutes to just look at Esther's sketches, and then I'll get into a demo. I think this is feeling really exciting. So Esther, would you like to talk about your choice of animals here?
Sure.
Okay.
So I thought at first I was, going to focus on a horse. But I don't know, I find myself connecting more with the caribou or / reindeer. And this one, oddly enough, you wouldn't believe the amount of time I spent on it. It was the first one.
Oh, it looks great.
Well, yeah, thanks. And the others were done much more quickly. I don't really have a favorite, I'm going to say. I'm happy for feedback.
So I love this composition. I think there's the angles, there's a narrative there. I think at least you have this sketch for future.
Right.
But the caribou are exciting with the antlers and stuff.
I exaggerated the antlers a little bit because I love them.
Good. And lower placement. Like you don't need to even see the whole legs, really.
No.
I don't think so. So that's 1, 2, 3. I'm just sort of, instead of showing them close up, just to see the 3 different ones. And so let's help Esther choose one.
So the first one at the top, that's a baby there.
Okay.
And actually, yeah.
I vote for number 3.
Yeah.
Why? I like that the one is completely off and you're just seeing the head.
I like number 2.
So do I. I like the butt.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Actually, that's a good point. And it's a good challenge for foreshortening.
I voted for number 2 as well.
All right.
Oh, wow. A tie.
Yeah. A mutiny on the ship.
What's your intuition saying, Esther, for you? Like if you didn't know, well, now that you know what everyone else votes, but what do you think?
Oh dear.
No, it's caribou.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, caribou.
Oh, caribou.
Boo boo. I wonder if I tried number 3, but so there's the first caribou there on the right. If it's not that one, the next one.
This one?
Yeah.
Yep.
If I had the ear, well, actually, where you have it, it looks like the ear is almost going off the page, but I'm also wondering about the butt on this one.
Yeah.
The other one, if I had that off a little bit off the page, so it's not. If I played with that,
like that
feeling,
like that.
I like the interaction between these two.
Yeah.
So I will help with your kind of just planning about what placement, because this is one thumbnail, but I'd love to work with you just to do a couple more about this composition, but just a matter of feeling really confident about where they are on the big page. Okay.
I agree. I agree. I'm feeling like I want to do more thumbnails. Yes.
Great.
I will with this.
I will after the demo, once everyone else is, because I'd love to.
I just wanted to say I'm so happy that I actually got myself to work quickly.
Yeah.
It's like a huge breakthrough for me. I'm slow as molasses and I probably get into my head too much, right? And this was just like responding.
All of the work you've been doing this past year, especially, has nurtured that, whether it's intentional or not. So these sort of quick paintings every day you're doing, that's another thing too that's really supporting. Like just go in and do it and don't labor. It's not precious, but especially with thumbnails, because we're not doing a full-on drawing that's like 2 inches.
Right.
We want to spend our time on the big sheet. So yeah, I would actually like to do some that we have time today, like from 3 to 4, to actually get into our work so we can help each other in action. Okay, I'm going to set up to talk about going in and doing the darks. Now, in my brain, Stacy, I'm like, I love the suggestion of doing a warm-up together, but in a 2-hour class, I'm just not sure like what to suggest for. I'm going to think about it, okay?
Well, maybe next week we can do like 5 minutes of the 30-second drawings or 1-minute drawings, just to
gestures.
Yeah.
Actually, it's not. I should have done that last week. Talked about the difference between a contour and a gesture, just for the sake of it. So that. Okay. So do I have the spotlight? Yes. Okay. It was only last night that I realized that this ottoman, it's not mine, it's my friend Kelsey's, that the top lid, which I just thought was a cushion, it actually ends up being a tray. So So normally it was like that. And it's
Ah,
actually like, it's an ottoman, right? But then you flip it and I'm like, dude, I have a little on wheels work tray.
nice.
I'm like, woohoo! It's amazing. So here, I'm gonna make sure that I have my no tan available. It's again unnatural, because I am working with a reference photo that I didn't really have to change too much. By the way, I am like Esther, for example, if you have different photos of the caribou that you sketched from, if you send them to me, I can do a digital like patch for you on Photoshop so that you actually don't have like it's so you don't get confused.
Okay.
Yeah. So reference and dog hair everywhere. There's even dog hair on the trail walk, like where we walk every day. I'm like, oh my God, Toshi's just got crazy amounts of hair. So I'm looking for, so I have my charcoal powder, which I'm still going to use. But I'm going to get into sticks. So I'm not quite going to reach for a pencil right now because it's too finicky. So I'm just going to grab, I'll see if this stick is the kind of, I don't know how dark it is. I have a really like wonderful compressed charcoal stick that I love. And it's so black. Should I just, yeah, I'm going to go with what I love. There we go. Easy choice. So what I'm basically doing right now is I'm looking just at the dark, dark, dark spots. So it's pretty easy for me. When I think about that, I'm not, again, these are not wolves to me or coyotes yet. I'm just coming in and looking at those shapes, and it's going to help resolve any proportion issues. So is this okay, this view?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. There's a lot more space under their mouths in the photo, but I don't really care. And then take so I'm kind of like I again still have this handy if I need to do like a larger area, but this is my mid-sized brush. You can totally use like one of the brushes that you paint with, as long as there's no like hard bits of paint, to have like a variety of sizes.
Could you just use the charcoal brush you've been using, or?
Yeah. I'm only making that comment because I'm not going to go in what I'm doing with my big one. That's all.
Big.
Yeah.
Okay.
If the one that you kind of had been using is like a good size, then that's great.
And you're pushing hard to push into the paper?
You betcha. And I mean, I am shaking this, like I'm shaking this easel. This is a double-sided easel. I can work on the other side. So it's not actually a very sturdy easel, but it won't fall over, and that's all that matters. So again, trying not to think about it being a mouth at all. More just about the shape of that dark. And in this area, because it's getting into smaller shapes, this is a very, very dark compressed charcoal. If you want to do something like like, I'm pretty sure this one is not. Yeah, this is definitely not as dark. Depending on what you have, you can explore, even just stages of like, okay, starting with this one. And then when you're sure, you can go in with the dark. It's up to you. But I'm not pressing hard, and I'm going to, in a way, suggest to not like a continuous line necessarily, but to keep going from one area to the next so that you're still loose. The whole point of this suggestion that I'm making is to stay loose. So I'm still like, quote unquote, exploring. Sometimes you'll build up enough charcoal dust to just be able to then go and paint. That's not happened yet, but it possibly will. This is actually the area for that big brush.
Do you remember what kind of charcoal it is?
Yes, I don't make it anymore. I'm so sorry. It's Demco. It was called Chubby Charcoal.
Because like the vine charcoal isn't going to be dark, right?
No. So vine is, like meant to be light in a way, or I guess light, and that's brown. It's not even black. Well, not use. Well, actually, I don't mind that. But since I put it there, I'm gonna have to move it around now. So what it doesn't matter that it doesn't have to be Demco Chubby Charcoal, even if they still made it. You just want a compressed charcoal. Let's see. I have a box of a brand here.
Because it seems like I've bought compressed charcoal and they're not very dark.
Well, I'll tell you what I use in classes to share. I'll have to come back here. Oh, I can add a spotlight. This is an old box, but I'm sure they still make it. Is Alpha Color.
Alpha Color. All right.
I'm sure it has a new box. So it's char and then coal with a K. And it says, oh, it doesn't say compressed charcoal. There are other brands that it'll actually say compressed charcoal. And so they are very black.
Okay.
Move. Yeah, when they discontinued it, this is so long ago now. I mean, I was working at Curry's and sorry guys, it was my aunt trying to FaceTime me.
So are we going to use Conti crayon at all on this?
Yeah, that's totally up to you. So the thing about Conte is it definitely it's harder.
Yeah.
And so after this stage, for sure, like, because this is so soft and it really mixes nicely in with the charcoal powder. You can also use pan pastel. So do you have pan pastel, Nancy?
Yes, they're pretty old. I got this great big charcoal thing. I've got some nice charcoal.
Let me see. Oh, is that willow though?
I don't know, but I've got some really nice charcoal because that was always my favorite. I got bits and pieces of.
Is it the knit ram? Because that's what I got was knit ram, and it still doesn't seem very dark.
This one? Yeah. No, you know what? It's not going to be as black as it's nice.
maybe start with it.
Yeah.
You can come in with
yeah.
with Conte over, because Conte will definitely be dark.
I got this big charcoal too.
I love that you're testing. That's a really good thing to do.
Yeah.
You know, because like that's the thing, was we all have different stuff, and there's not necessarily any one thing that's better than the other. I mean, it's personal preference. Nitram or Nitram is kind of a newer brand to me anyway. Like it, I only really started hearing about it in the last decade, I'd say. I'm sure it's not a new company, but they have really great stuff. I have a massive chunk of it's a chunk. Here, sorry, I'm on Spotlight and I'm just chatting away. Okay.
Yeah, you know, a lot of my charcoal is just the old curry stuff from before they left us.
Before they left. Yep. Oh, yeah. Oh, curries. Oh, what a scandal that was.
What happened?
You want the gossip?
Eh?
What did happen?
Yeah. Okay, well, and I'm not going to sugarcoat it because they don't deserve it. Now, it's a family-run company, right? Like Fred Curry, his daughter married Rod Gentz, and so it ended up, so it's the Gentz family that owns it, and a lot of their family friends and stuff would work there. Well, why that's important to say is that they certainly had kind of motives that were a bit shady here and there. One of those motives was to have as little stock as possible so that there wasn't just stuff sitting extra. But the problem so you have minimums when you are in purchasing, okay? And so you know, watercolors, they are mostly boxed, 3 in a box. And so to fill up a display, you need to buy an awful lot, okay? It's very expensive, but that's the whole thing. So if you ever went to the store and there was a whole bunch of holes missing, there was either 2 reasons. 1, the supplier was out, or 2, they haven't reached a minimum to be able to purchase anything. So over the years, I mean, that was a big problem. They had, 9 stores at one point, and some stores got favored. Like Mississauga always had the best stock, when Markham never really. They always had shitty stock, and people complain about that. Like I worked on the order desk where we'd get feedback, and there was a lot of pissed off artists. But anyway, that's that happened for years and decades. Well, and I know all this stuff because my friend worked there for 20 years. He was my manager at one point. We've stayed friends this whole time. And he quit because in the purchasing department, he knew that the owner and his son were asking these companies, big ones, and they're conglomerates, right? So it'd be I can't remember the names, but say they carry Heinz Jordan, Winsor Newton, this and that. Colart would be a good example. They carry Winsor Newton and a whole bunch of others. So they'd say, hey, we need to make an order, but then they wouldn't pay their bill. And so these big companies would say, we're not selling to you anymore. You have to pay your bill. And they'd be like, oh, well, you know what? No, we're just having a little bit of a hiccup. We'll pay it next time. And they did that over and over and over again. And huge debt with these massive suppliers, to the point, and I'm going to have to come on camera to say this, to the point that Golden actually banned them.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
Good.
When you, it's bad business.
Yeah. I
Okay?
hate that when they do that. Just pay.
It's if you're struggling, like, listen, they had this relationship with these big companies for a really long time. Like, if you're struggling, it's one thing to do that, but then they would sell the product and still not pay and then say, we need to buy more. And
But that was, wasn't that a whole shift of business there, with sort of on demand? So that you're not paying for it, like a Loblaws was doing that too through their distribution centers. It's like, okay, we don't want to have all this stuff here and have it as a liability. So you guys are going to have to truck it in.
They call that drop shipping. At least that's what they called it, like at Curry's. So if you wanted to buy something, and then they didn't have it in stock, they would have it drop shipped direct from the supplier.
Yeah.
And that's not a problem, but then you still have to pay rent for your retail spaces, right?
Yeah.
Like, you don't want to send people right to the manufacturer, and manufacturers don't want to deal with customers usually. Like, so Triart, for example, they have their own website and store now because so many companies, like art stores, won't carry them. Why? Because Triart continuously changes things and it's annoying. A lot of people want to support Triart because they're Canadian, but unfortunately, the owner is sort of ADHD. So this year's too dark, and this is where, I would suggest, like, in your own work, playing with different charcoals, or like with pan pastels, different values. But I'm just going to pull this back, just using my kneadable. And actually, that's quite lovely. I like that.
It's looking great, Sharlena.
Now, well, thank you. Think about, like, how loose I am. You know what I am capable of. You know that the detail I can do. But this is actually, like, I've discovered, and I know you guys understand this. I've discovered that I'm too tight. If I, like, this kind of approach has really helped me to loosen up and have more life in the animals. So that's, why that's why I've chosen this media and process.
Yeah, I like it.
So these eyes, for example, they're just lines. They're like little scribbles, and it's not going to stay that way. This is not going to, like, this line is, I'll work on that. But yeah, it's like, it should be almost ugly. This is the ugly stage. It needs to be ugly, so that you see a shift into pretty. Now I'm using, like, a smaller brush and then charcoal powder. So if there's ever any harsh lines or harsh areas that are too stark, because this compressed charcoal is, like, when I make a mark, it is permanent. Like, even if I brush and soften the value out, I can still see the line. So using the charcoal powder actually really helps to blend and soften. It's almost like it removes, in a way.
Beautiful.
So once you have enough of your main darks, then the next, like, so you bounce back to your lights again, pulling out the lights. And this is also the stage where we're going to have to consider the background. So, I mean, I love, like, you don't have to. You can, when I say consider the background, it could be that you're not putting a background in, like, you want it to, if your composition, like Stacy's is, like, that it doesn't need it, but I need it, right? And I was saying that I wanted to do trees and stuff and grasses. So I'm going to then, to be able to do any value in these ears or anything that meets the animal, I have to be able to have a background of value. And so I'm just going to come on in. Now this is a good warm-up.
Yeah, that's true.
You might want to start with your background, but No, you can't. You have to get in the darks so that when you come in to do the background, it's not like your whole ghost is disappearing. So actually you can't start there.
Sharlena,
Yeah.
I'll decide, okay, and I'll wipe over top of everything with a paper towel or a Kleenex,
Oh yeah.
and then go back in again with some darks and some lights. And do you ever do that? Or is
Yeah.
it just a big waste of time? You don't look like you need to do that.
You mean like go through?
Yeah, with a paper towel though. I just wipe it all, and then I start sort of again on top of that.
Yeah, I like that because then you're erasing. Like, I mean, I can do it with a brush. So to me, it's the same thing.
Yeah,
It's true. Yeah.
I use a, I don't know what kind of brush is this?
Oh, that's interesting.
But it takes away like, erasing boogers and loose charcoal.
Yes. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Erasing boogers. That's good too, though.
Well, do you know what? Can you see this, Char? What kind of brush is this? Do you know?
Yeah. Oh, that's a dusting brush.
Well, so I guess I'm using it appropriately. I'm dusting the.
Where'd you buy that? In a paint store or a hardware store?
Art store.
Yeah, hardware.
Yeah, okay. It's an alt alternative. I think it's rather cheap. I don't think it's very expensive.
Stadler's the brand I have, and it's maybe $10 or something.
Yeah.
I never use that. So good for you for using it.
Yeah. No, I do use it because otherwise then I use my hand.
Yeah.
And then I have charcoal all over my hands. So
I use a tissue and then
but Stacey love, this actually shouldn't be used with charcoal.
No.
And now, okay, you can say I'm using a charcoal. Too bad. That's fine. But it's supposed to be a clean brush. So like it's just for erasing boogers, which I'm stealing that term. So that the next time you go to use it on a piece and you go to dust it, you're not leaving charcoal.
But I only use this with charcoal, so
yeah. That's your prerogative for sure. Like, I mean, that's what this brush is for me though. Like when I say that I can make a mark because it's got so much stuff in it, but I don't care. Like look, it's getting all of this stuff off and it's not messing anything up. If anything, now I get to go in and like rethink the whites. So this is actually cool. Okay. I know I'm not spotlit, but, no, but I will because I want you to see. So here's the erased. Here, this is erased pure, right?
Right.
I come in over and I dust it. And then I come in and I like do some more. And every time we go in, every layer almost, we're doing more refining. Now I have 4 values in that area. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's like almost every time you do that, you're picking back your lights. And that's how you're building dimension and depth. Yeah. So there's no reason to kind of switch brushes, in my opinion. It's like, and then we start drawing with this guy. This is such an invaluable tool at this size, right? So I have a love of tons of different kinds of erasers. I have the little Tombow ones, the eraser pencils, and all these wonderful erasers out there in the world. I'm trying to get back to you. How do I? Oh, anyway, is anything spotlit? It seems like that's spotlit. No? Okay.
Well,
but the thing is at this stage and at this size, the kneadable eraser is like the big boss here. Like it's the size we need. It's malleable. It's like the best tool. So you'll be using this quite a lot. And you know that after this project, or if you do these classes, it might be garbage, depending on how, because these are garbage as soon as you go to erase something and it leaves a mark. Which you don't have to throw out. Actually, I take it back. It's not garbage. You can literally use. There are kneadable erasers filled with graphite powder or charcoal powder, and they're sold intentionally so that you can go in and draw with.
Really?
Yeah, I think Nitram is one of the companies that does that. Yeah, it's interesting. So if you build so much charcoal up into this just by using it, you can actually keep it as the drawing one so that you can go in and like really gesturally and how it moves, and you can get like, have you ever seen when I like rolling them? So you can do the reverse where you can roll and leave a mark instead of erase. So it's kind of, there's some wonderful things out there, but you'll eventually make your own. So this is still a stage of play. Again, there's different approaches with all of this, just drawing an animal in general, that we could do it a lot more refined. We could sort of speed it up. But I actually feel that to keep the life, to keep the, so that it's not stiff and taxidermied feeling, I like my animals alive. I truly do. I had a class with Christine the other day, and I was like, I have a falcon in my freezer, and we were going to give it to someone to taxidermy, and she's like, it's okay to let it go, Don't get too weird. But now we're actually going to take it apart and build an art piece with it, and like use the feathers and stuff, and I'm like all excited about that. That part is, I like the anatomy of animals, but on the paper, it's such an amazing challenge it's like, do we want it to look realistic when it comes to all the details, or do we want it to feel alive? And I think that is the question, the seeking, usually, where you get to a point where you can do the realism, but then you almost have to unlearn that. And how do I now approach so that there's the energy? Like, this is a big action on an easel, right? So being comfortable, but also using tools that allow you to stay loose. And so the brush, the stick, and the kneadable eraser for as long as possible. So this kind of push and pull, light and dark, getting smaller and smaller shapes, should go on for quite some time, until you're like, okay, now I'd like to get out a pencil, the small erasers, things like that. Like that's when you're ready, because you're like, okay, these tools now aren't serving. But if you go to those smaller ones too soon, it's going to stiffen up. It'll take you a hell of a lot longer too. So this is like quick work, but it's a lot of work. And back and forth. It's always a back and forth. You add, you remove, you add, you remove, you smudge, you add, you remove. It's complete like bounce. And I often actually have all these tools in my hands. Like I have the camera up close, but like if I just, now that I have my fancy tray on wheels, but I often will hold all my tools in my hands because it's just too much back and forth for me to put it down. So sometimes I'll have like Edward Scissorhands, but like Sharlena brush hands sort of thing. I mean, that might not be comfortable, but it's just to explain like that it is a ferociously like organic and always moving and changing. I don't usually stay with one tool for too long. I'm always bouncing back and forth. So that's just me, and take what you want from that.
All right.
Okay. So I feel, okay, so this is a good time to ask, if you're unsure about the next steps, but do you feel like this is almost also a warm-up, is to just go in and do the dark shapes, stay thinking about it in terms of abstract shapes still? Is that good?
Yes.
Yeah.
So recap, working on the darks. And then once you get the darks in, you can go back and pull out the lighter.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. When I talk about the push and like pull, like, and bouncing back and forth, it's kind of after the big main dark shapes.
Right.
Okay. Because you need those. Like, this is now you're going from mid-tone to that. This is, you need the dark value, and then you'll just know, I need to now bring out those whites again. Once you bring out the whites, then you have your 3 values. Then it's like, okay, now you need the nuance, and you're refining the shapes and you're making them merge, but
okay.
No lines. Like, again, unless that's part of something of a style, like when I was saying the mouth, I'm like, that's not going to stay a line. Like, there are no lines in nature, right? So we want to just keep looking at things like their shapes. So if you're doing an outline of something, it's fill it in. Yeah, Mary, what are you thinking? And I'm going to get out my sketchbook, and Esther will look at some. Actually, can you send me the references?
Yes.
Thank you.
I'll do that now.
I think you sent me some. I'm not sure if you sent me the ones that you referred to. Do you mind checking that?
I did, but I took bits and pieces. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of put the image together and take a photo of that I ended up
Sure.
the two pieces out of the photo.
Sure. Yeah,
I
absolutely.
mean, those two animals were anyway, yeah. I'll send it to you.
Whatever you can, and then I will work with it.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. And I'll keep working away on this. Now, Esther, if at any point you're like in a situation because of your eyes, just say so. Okay. I know you will, but I'm like, thinking like if there's any reason doing sketches right now is not okay, we'll still do it, but we can wait.
Yeah. I'm not up to sketching right now.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
And I'm also kind of exhausted from the whole thing.
Yeah. That's what appointments are, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fair enough. Okay. Well, I'll continue. I'll spotlight on here so that you're with the recording still seeing.
Yes.
This. Okay.
Please.
Yeah. And then anytime anyone needs anything, we just shout it out. I keep my iPad on gallery view all the time, so I can see you. Cool in a way. Like, I'm telling myself, don't sit in front of this piece in an uncomfortable way just for the camera, right? But because of recording it, it just occurred to me that I'm really close up to my paper. And at this size, it's actually a cool thing because you know how they say stand back to see the overall? Well, actually, while you're working to get this close, even closer, like Mary with a magnifying glass, woohoo! That's awesome because then you really do see things in an abstract way, and you're just zoomed in on one area at a time, and it's actually got some benefits there.
I just I was looking for a smaller brush,
Yeah.
and I came across this scraper.
So I think that's a rubber
Yes,
color shaper.
yes, shaper thing. And I tried it on here, and
Yeah.
it really does something.
Does it?
Yeah.
Ooh, I'm gonna try that.
Keep wiping it off.
It does. You're genius, guys. Check it out.
What does it do?
So I've got a color shaper. That's kind of what Mary picked up,
I just passed it.
and it lifts the charcoal powder.
Oh, it does?
Yeah, not like
Huh.
not so much if you've used a stick. You do have to wipe it off because the charcoal ends up on there. But yeah, that's cool.
Patented.
All right. I'm gonna just stick with that for a minute. You got to keep wiping it because it is leaving marks on if you don't.
Just have rags here.
Yeah. Like every time you lift and then kind of leaves. Well, this is perfect for this like grassy stuff. It might not stay in the end, but it's still fun.
Anyway, here's that.
That's awesome. What were you looking for again?
Just a smaller brush like you've got instead of the big honker. Now, I found a nice watercolor or oil brush. Will that survive this?
Yeah.
Okay, I just washed.
Oh, is it soft?
Well, it's yeah. Well, it isn't really soft. It's got some push to it.
It looks soft. You know, I tend to.
This one is this
I know
one,
that's yeah, Galleria.
Winsor Newton
Galleria.
golden round. Golden.
Yeah, I don't usually recommend anything other than hog hair, but I mean, please feel free to try. It's just that I know hog hair has the perfect spring for pushing the charcoal into the paper. So I think your brush will survive. I just don't think that like it's just sort of moving any dust around.
I have some of that.
Yeah, so oil painting hog bristle brushes are really my suggestion. I have, over the years with charcoal classes, given so many haircuts to brushes, so I also advocate for cutting them so that they suit, you know, like they're the right, because also too long of bristles don't tend to be beneficial, at least for smaller drawings, smaller brushes. But yeah, I've tried stencil brushes work really well too, but they're hog bristles. So again, it's kind of all my explorations of a lot of different brushes have always brought me back to hog bristle. So what the heck? That is so weird. What? How? How? So I have underneath it here on this board, I used to have this up in my studio, and then when I moved, I just left it. I guess I watched the movie I Am Sam, and I was verklempt and wrote a message to myself: leave them more than paintings, right? You got to have this story. But anyway, so I wrote that with marker on this piece of paper. I guess UFO or Terra skin, and my charcoal picked it up on the paper.
Wow.
I can see the text, and it's not like it's not bled through, like it's not, but this L, it's in my drawing.
How does that?
I have no idea. I do not understand. There's some sort of like, I don't know, and it's not like it's moisture, like a wet marker situation where it's sticking. It's like, that is so bizarre. I quite like it. I might do some intentional like scribbles of words in the background because I quite like that accident. Weird.
That is weird.
Well, I also I know you guys are all working, so I'll just talk about this. I'm also considering any dark shapes when I say that stage of putting in your dark darks. That also includes the background. So, for example, here where I have the tail in the grass, I actually I'm gonna be like this shape that I'm putting in right now is grass, but I have to have it black to have contrast. Ooh, I am loving the doing like mark making scribbles that look like letters, but it says nothing. I'm like loving that as part of this piece. Oh, I'm so excited. Because this has got like chaotic energy anyway. I'm not sure I like the trees anymore. I think I'm going to abandon that. Yeah. Yep, 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 yep. So Mary, as you're working, I'm just thinking like with polar bears, you actually don't have a lot of black areas. So you'll probably end up working more in like taking out highlights from the midtones.
Yeah. I'm not getting much black out of this. It's black. Yours is so black.
It is. It is a very, very black. Like it's probably more like a black pastel stick than, but it is charcoal.
Huh.
I have to look because sometimes you know a lot of stuff, and then the information gets all jumbled. The other day, I said something very wrong. I'm kicking myself for it ever since. When I was like, egg tempera is totally not permanent, and Ruth's like, yes, it is. I'm like, damn. And then I open up this book I have, Formulas for Painters, and look up egg tempera. There's a recipe for it, and it literally says right there, it is a permanent paint. And I'm like, oh my God. So anyway, I'm just going to take a quick second to Google what compressed charcoal, like what is in it, because I want to know if they actually put pigment in. Dun, dun, dun.
So, Sharlena, I just sent you by messenger the sort of reference that I'm using.
Perfect. Thank you. I will look at that right in 1 minute.
Okay.
Yeah. So compressed charcoal is actually more like a Conte in a way. They take vine or willow charcoal. They take the charcoal powder, and they mix it with a binder, either clay, gum arabic, or wax, and then press it into sticks. So it's more like a pastel. It's still charcoal, but it's because of that binder, it is denser, darker. Okay, so I'm going to pull up Messenger. Oh, great. Oh, that's fantastic.
There were several caribou, like I don't know, maybe about 5 of them, and I just took the two I felt like trying together, and so I've cut it up. I've cut up the photo for you with the
that's cool.
caribou together.
Okay, well then you don't need any digital. You've done it analog, which is perfect. And just, I'm wondering with the placement, like I actually really love the placement of the head. I'm just wondering if that caribou almost looks too small. And I don't mean small, like you could say, yeah, it's a baby, but I almost feel like it needs to have a fatter ass.
Okay, well, I can do that.
Now, let's get some support here. I'm going to share. It's a great.
Yeah, because I mean, they were not together in the photo.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I just kind of liked the two, and yeah.
I know you'll be able to make the proportion adjustments.
Yeah.
Sure,
but like, how do you do a digital? Like I'm this is a whole new thing for me. I don't really use computers to
you don't have to learn either. I just know because of my previous experience in graphic design.
Right.
So I use that tool because I know it very well. It's easy for me. So let's say you sent me both of these images separately. I'd be able to patch them in the very same way you did here, digitally cutting around just as you use scissors. So it's the same thing. I would have sent it back. Like you would have sent me both those photos and I would have done this and sent it back to you. But because you did it analog, which is collage, it works perfectly. So I've screen shared Esther's reference. Can we just get a little feedback on my question is the proportion of the both of them. Does it feel okay?
I'm going to send you a photo of the one that you're saying needs to be adjusted of the whole thing, because I actually cut it off.
Yeah.
So it goes off the page there, but I'll send it to you just on its own so you can see that.
Thank you. Okay.
Does the one with the booty, does it need to be up higher?
But see, you can't. So Stacy, I was thinking that, right? Doesn't need to be up higher, but then it needs to actually be stretched because you can't have the bottom of the belly higher than the one in behind.
Right. So it needs to be bigger.
Yeah, it needs to be bigger, which I can do digitally actually. So I'm thinking that. Yeah, I'm thinking that's what we'll do, Esther. I will digitally make that guy just a little bit bigger in the body. The head's fine.
Okay.
Do you want one that has a different caribou reindeer? Is it caribou or reindeer?
They're this apparently they're the same.
Oh.
I read.
A different photo, one where you're like, where Shar was saying, the booty is more pronounced, so it is more, and maybe the antlers are larger. Like it seems like one of the reindeers, the antlers should be more pronounced, bigger.
I love the face on that guy. I love his antlers. So I agree with you, but I also love that head. The
one that's facing
the the one on the side. I
Yeah.
love those antlers. There's something really cool about the shape. But I also agree that like it'd be kind of great if one of them had like more even fantasy type, like, you know, where you can go a little fun with the antlers. But yeah, I can even find another caribou bum, whether you want to keep the head or whatever. You can make the antlers bigger. But I can find another caribou bum and still use that head, for example. Like I can patch it. Something I can play around with that after class, Esther. I can send it to you after.
Okay.
Yeah. But I will use whatever references you have to start.
The one thing with that picture, I find the body of the caribou is right splat in the middle of the page.
Mm.
And it's so, I don't know, there's no curves to it. I mean, the curves are happening on both sides.
Right.
And in the middle is like just the straight body of the caribou.
Oh, okay. Wait, this is a great observation. And this is why we talk about these things. That's so true. The center is sort of like,
it's not doing anything for me, that center. It's not letting me move from head to head.
ooh, yeah.
Is that true in the drawing as well that I did, or just in the photo?
Let's see.
Because I mean, the drawing's not an
Drawing's
exact.
better. I'm moving better, but there's still a bit of a problem with the body in the middle.
Mm-hmm. And that's just a general thing. Okay, like that's Esther, it's not about your drawing necessarily. It's just literally about, like, for example, this horse, right? Yeah. There's no space that is like you've got all the hot spots, everything's on a hot spot, and it's interesting, and any open space is in support of it. Whereas, like, I agree now that you're saying that, and I didn't even catch that. So great observation.
So is the other one a better, not the horse, the other, not that one.
It's all of them though. Like,
no, just a minute. There's another one.
Yeah. Oh, that's the original, right?
Yeah, but there's another one that you're not showing.
There's 3.
Yeah, not that one. That one.
Which,
Is
but
that
it's still the body is in the middle, and that's the same
in the middle? Okay.
potential issue.
In the reference picture, can we see the reference picture?
Yes.
There's the body, but there's a head behind there.
Yeah.
So
I know.
It's so you're seeing in the middle, you're seeing also another head. You're not just seeing a blunt body.
Okay, I could try putting that in.
Or let's see.
Dun, 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 dun. It's really good discussion. This is a fantastic reference because you have so many to work with.
Yeah.
So this one, the one with the 3 of them there, is that the one?
Yeah, that's kind of or that one that you're playing with. Yeah.
I thought that might be a bit complicated for me, but I can try.
Well, I might take the 3rd one out, like just have the 2 and take that little head from the side, like at the end out.
Right.
And just have these, yeah. But
again, it's still that body.
Hey, how about these butts over here? Like if you just had the 2 of them, I guess that's kind of weird. Just 2 butts.
You could just do that one, just the 3 butts.
Yeah, it is a pretty butt.
It's cute.
Yeah.
I really love this guy and his body. Like, there's nothing wrong with his body. It's just we have this huge piece of paper, and you're gonna have, so in a small thumbnail, right? We're gonna have like, hey, that looks good, that works. But then when you have this big piece of paper, and you've got to, like, you're working on either side, and then in the middle you just have the barrel of a stomach.
Right.
Yeah.
That's going to be like, how do you make that interesting? The eyes are going to go to back and forth on each side of the paper. And there's like this, what about the middle? So I'm getting my sketchbook out. You don't have to sketch, Esther. I will.
Okay.
I'm gonna change the
I
camera.
mean, I can try the challenge of doing the three of them. There's nothing wrong with taking on a challenge.
Yeah. I'm also gonna look for a couple other references though, okay? Like to merge with what you have there.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a great reference. And so again, just like you've been patching out of that one, what if we found even another separate photo that could help make that work? And this is why we call it work, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Because it is. People are like, oh, you must have such the best life. You're just like drawing all day. And it's like stressful. It's intense. All right, here we go. Screen spotlight this. All right. And good to know that reindeer and caribou are the same thing. We're learning about our animals. It's not reindeer, isn't it? It's spelled different. It's E-E-I.
Yes, it's R-E-I-N-D-E-R. I read about them.
Yeah. Well, because you have a book there. That's actually was the book.
Well, no, I actually looked like I Googled them.
Yeah. Yeah, caribou, reindeer. Okay. I know it looks like I'm not doing anything. I'm just not sharing my screen for looking at references because it's just more of a quick scroll to get.
So, the reason the reindeer spoke to me was because I used to have to go to meetings in Iqaluit.
That's cool.
So, and I remember one time I was staying somewhere and I got up in the morning and I was getting ready to go out to the meeting. And I look out the window and there are these caribou and they're just strolling through town. Calm as can be. And I'm super interested in like spiritual meanings, and of course for Indigenous people, animals have spiritual meanings. So I looked up that for the Inuit, and they see caribou as sacred, life-giving creatures.
Wow.
Representing a deep connection to the creator, nature, and ancestral wisdom. The antlers reaching to heaven symbolize a connection to higher consciousness and the need to trust your inner compass.
Oh, yeah, that's
really,
great.
Really appeals to me. So if it ends up not looking totally realistic and has some of that feeling to it, I'll be very, like if it conveys some of that feeling, I'll be very happy. I actually felt when I was watching them, I'm sure this wouldn't be true, but I felt like I could step outside and have a conversation with one, or even pet one. But I wasn't silly enough to try that. But
When
anyway,
you were there?
because what do I know?
Well, do people, is it sort of like cows in India and how they're sacred? Do people just like leave them alone, let them do their thing?
I'm not sure of that. I'm sure they might be a food source or a source. Traditionally they might have been a source for fur, like for clothing. But I know that for Indigenous people, they're very respectful around animals and the cycle of life. And they do treat it as a spiritual thing, and they see it as kind of a reciprocal thing where the animal there's some kind of agreement that the animal agrees to give themselves.
Yeah.
but traditionally they would have had like a ceremony around preparing the body, and nothing's wasted. It's interesting.
I'm watching, well, I've done the season, but I've been over Christmas and stuff, like watching the series called Alone. And
Right.
people who go into the wilderness, like it's a show, right? They have to record. So it's similar to I mean, I don't know if you guys know these shows, but like I don't watch a lot of TV, but when I do, it's usually odd stuff. So Naked and Afraid is another series where people are like challenged to go, be completely naked, have 3 tools, and then survive in like really crazy conditions. And it's like a lot of survival. It's survival, right? So this show Alone is so much more amazing. And they did a recent series called Alone and Frozen. So this season was about being in Labrador when winter hits. And it's like great because it's Canada. I was really interested in it. But out of 6 people, there's 3 men, 3 women. The 3 women made it the longest, and 1 woman won. She's the first woman to win. She won $500,000. You have to make it 50 days in the wilderness. And the narrative she spoke as so you have to, like, they had to kill rabbits, grouse, all this stuff. She spoke so highly of the relationship and the respect and the honor of like an animal giving you their life so that you can survive. And
exactly.
The prayer, like she's like, I say constant prayers as she's preparing, and gratitude. Just like it was so beautiful. I was so inspired, and it just really was an amazing show for that kind of thing, It just reminded me.
My girlfriend's daughter's going on to Survivor.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, and she's a skinny little thing. She's trying to put on some weight before it.
Yeah.
It's I'm going to be glued to the TV for that one.
Well, and that's the thing about actually she was also talking sorry, I'm just going to take this off spotlight for a minute. The one lady who won this show, so they're all returning people. She said well, actually some of the women, they tapped out because of their previous experience, and this is beautiful, recognizing that how important your body is and that it is irreplaceable. So 2 of the women, they tapped out because they got so thin that their experience before the recovery was like 6 months, and they were really in bad shape, like losing teeth, losing hair.
Oh my God.
Because the malnutrition and all these things, right? So they're like, this one lady said, I'm going to sleep under the stars tonight. And she woke up next morning and she goes, I had a revelation that if the land does not provide an animal for me today, I'm going home. And she's like, it's not about me. She's like, I'm doing the work. I'm going out, I'm looking. But if there are no animals who are offering themselves to me, like, that serendipitous situation, she's like, then I have to go home, because this is like, as much as I want to win, this is my body. It's my life. And it was like, again, just those amazing, from the Indigenous viewpoints, like the way of thinking and making decisions. And, it's the kind of reality TV I will watch, because the people are in tune. They are so in tune. I don't usually watch a lot of shows that are, for Hollywood or whatever, glam and whatever. So here's my proposal, Esther, is your sketch is fantastic. And instead of having the tail, like the whole body, to have the tail and behind, like this.
Yeah, I like that.
And then to have more white space over here so that you're hitting these hot spots that, your tic-tac-toe.
Yeah.
So really what you're doing is you're just going to place this guy more to the left. And that, I think, will resolve it in an easy way.
Yeah, I like that.
So I'll take a little snapshot of that so you can.
Sure.
So I'd also like to suggest for when you're sketching something out, and this will help you to get quicker, is to do a continuous, like here's the quick sketch. It's basically, this is Nancy's fox, okay? Like getting the what we call a gesture, which is just like a wire shape, just to place circles, triangles, shape. There's the tail. But I'm not even picking up my pencil from the paper. So you're continuously sort of wrapping wire or an armature and getting a gesture, because that's really all you need. And so this is more of a contour that I did where it's like,
right.
But I'm still sort of continuous line, variegated lines so that, when you press hard, it shows more of a divide, and then lifting up when something can, like this area, to fade it away. That's all you need in a thumbnail. So
Okay.
you don't need the silhouette to be perfect. How about that? Don't worry about that. That's different. And so remember I sent you that link. It doesn't matter did you watch that private class with Betty, the link?
I was wanting to, but I couldn't find it, Sharlena.
I'll email it to you.
Yeah.
In that, I think it's a 2-hour class or maybe
Yeah.
something with Betty. You don't have to watch it all, but just scroll, like they call it, scrub the video.
Okay.
You just move the.
Yes, I've done
that. To look for what might interest you. I talked to her about gestures, because a contour shows kind of overall form, but a gesture shows an action.
Right.
So it's, again, that kind of loose. And
I've done that in the few life drawing classes.
Yes.
Yeah. Both the contour and the gesture piece.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So
I'll do that then. I'll do a few more just to,
it gets you trained. It trains your eye to the shape. So
yes.
when you're like, okay, I'm happy with this, if you spend and time yourself, just like life drawing, that's why they don't do gestures for longer than 30 seconds.
Exactly.
That if you do the same composition a couple of times, do it blind, do left hand. I know it's not about the result of.
No, it's good. It's good.
It trains your eye to the shape so that you're more confident when you go to the big paper.
Yeah, I actually do find that works for me because I do lack some confidence and yeah.
It's for that, for sure, but it is all of us. Like, it is actually a traditional approach, for the very fact that you are studying the shape.
Yes.
You're literally, like, that's your job, as you're studying the nuances of the shape, so that you're like, oh, I know that this neck tapers here because I've quickly done that. And now, so it's an interesting thing. I mean, I'm glad it works for you, but it really does work for all of us. It's something that isn't suggested enough for, like, it's beyond life drawing. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's like a standard in life drawing classes, but it really should be for lots of things. Maybe not watercolor so much, but for certainly.
Well, I think it kind of wires your brain in a way.
Yeah.
I don't know how to describe it, but I think it does. And it gets me past that wanting to be so perfectionistic, which I don't really want.
Well, that's your brain. Okay, that desire of perfection is your brain considering the final result.
Yes, it is. And I'm trying to get away from that.
Yeah, you got to keep reminding, post-it notes, remind your brain.
Exactly.
There are 99 more marks that have to happen before that final
Yes.
perfection.
Right, which it maybe is not perfection. Maybe it's something even better than that.
But perfection is a seeking mastery, right?
It is, yeah.
So it's not about, when we say perfect, this is why I constantly remind us that a photo is its own medium. So we can't compare to our artwork in whatever medium it is, to a photograph.
No.
And if something is a still life that's alive in front of you, I think that's always better, of course. But in that, your brain doesn't go in the same thought process because it knows it's looking at something that's in front of you, and so it's not comparing to like a photograph.
Yeah.
So we can't have polar bears and caribous pose for us, though.
Oh, that's true. I think it really helps me that I had that experience with the caribou.
Oh my gosh, yeah, and that's
like, it's a memory that I really enjoy.
And that's the reason to choose it, right? I'm so glad that I don't know, it's not like you have to have seen an animal to connect with it, but I still think that there's something, it becomes your story. It's not like, oh, I like reindeer. It's no, I've been there.
Yeah.
I wanted to go talk to them and I didn't. So now I have to talk to them while I make them real on a piece of paper. Yeah. So that's beautiful. And then the symbolism from
which I love.
From the people that are living with them.
I love all of that. It just amazes me.
Yeah.
And it comes from such deep experience and wisdom.
Yeah, people have lost their way. So disconnected these days. So disconnected in so many ways. Oh, it's really like, okay, guys, I'm sorry if you don't like Latin music, that's fine. But Bad Bunny's Super Bowl halftime show is a gift to the world. If you haven't seen it, I would recommend. It's on YouTube. Just go to NFL, just their page, and watch the halftime show. It's 13 minutes. It is not a waste of time, even if it's not your jam music-wise. So many things he did intentionally the world needs right now. It shows the connection of community because that's huge in Latin culture. There's everything that he did in that has symbolism of history of Puerto Rico. So like he brought out sugar cane in the middle of the football field to talk about the colonialism and the people who are invisible and do all this work for their capitalist, these other capitalist countries. And there was an actual wedding that took place in his show to show love and connection. There's just so many things that he did. He like, just even, I recently posted on Facebook a still shot of him. He, I guess what they call crowd surfing. Like he fell backwards from this stage into all these people, their hands.
Yes.
And, the trust, and then the big umbrella is that he sang in Spanish and he would not bend to sing in English because he's like, I know who I am. And again, there's like the pride, the like beautiful pride of culture, where he's like, I'm not going to fight all these people that like boycotted the NFL halftime show. They're like, but the MAGA people are like, we're going to do our own, blah, blah, blah. All of that arrogance and ignorance and fear. He's like, I'm not going to fight you. I'm just going to show you what love and strength and confidence looks like. It's okay. You go be afraid over there. Like, I can't help you. I'm going to be me. And you can't take me down. I know who I am. It was so beautiful.
Mm.
So anyway, I've been listening to Latin music since it's Tuesday. So that's 72 hours or something like that. Not when I'm sleeping, of course, but I wake up and I'm like hearing, like dun, 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 dun. And he's like, you don't need to learn how to speak Spanish. You just need to move your body, people. He's like, you need to dance. That's all you need to do is move. And it's just like, oh my God, all the right things. Get out of your head, move your body. And so, yeah, and I think that there's so many cultures that have it right. I mean, people aren't perfect, but basically any Indigenous peoples have it right. Do you know what I mean? Like, you look around the world, it's different.
Totally.
Why were they deemed, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, primitive. Like,
yeah.
they're deemed primitive because they didn't care about capitalism. Like,
No.
They don't want more. Oh my God. How dare you?
And actually, like their culture is quite complex. Like I'm just thinking of the group that my dad worked with, the Cree, the Moose Cree. I mean, and then also on the Quebec side, so the Moose Cree are on the Ontario side of James Bay, and the Quebec Cree are on the other side. And like the Quebec Cree, they had their hunting grounds all organized according to family systems, very highly organized. And they had figured out like how to work with the land and the resources available to them in a very sort of complex and wise way.
Wow. And just taking what you need. Like,
Yes.
you don't need reserves for certain things. Like, just what you need. That's actually, years ago, I was told that there was a study done about people who on this planet lives the longest. And it was, at that time anyway, a little town in China. And the whole culture of this, little village was, every day you go to the market, you buy the food you want to eat that day. There's no fridge. You cook fresh, you go to the market. It's like you're connecting to your community. You're supporting each other. You're listening to your body. What do I need today? So there's no planning for tomorrow. There's no, mulling the past. It's literally just everything I need to do right now, living in the moment. And so it wasn't about the food they ate. It wasn't about what people were, like not doing or doing. It was their approach to living. And yeah, I never have forgotten that.
No. Well, on the Ontario side of James Bay, what happened when my dad was there, and it was basically the hydroelectric project, which, okay, but basically it came in and knocked the Cree off their hunting grounds. No compensation, nothing. Just thrown into abject poverty and criminal. Anyway, a group of people, including my dad, advocated for them, and they did end up with quite a good bit of like compensation, which was handled very well, and now they're one of the most affluent Indigenous groups in Canada. Yeah.
That's like amazing news.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So, but that's what happened with Indigenous people. Taking the resources, taking their sort of culture, and um, yeah.
And and caribou do represent that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's so the connection it's right there.
It is for me anyway. Yeah, it is for me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I wasn't planning on caribou. It's just that this photo showed up and I was like, oh,
I love this. I love this.
I feel that, so.
I'm going to, so from this little bittersweet, in, discussion, which I love, by the way, because this is all part of the creating process, right? This all matters. It's all meaningful. It's all part of the story. I'm going to ask if we can just do a little quick check-in with each other before we go. It's almost 4.
Go.
I do believe that there's more to come in the middle of between now and next class. Next class is also I'm going to propose a discussion about bringing in mixed media. It is a choice. We'll talk about what our surfaces allow, what kind of green light we have, some potential issues. For example, to fix, to use a fixative or not to use a fixative. And so the critiques and stuff, listen, this week, I promise you, I'm going to go into my inbox. So when you're at a point you want to send me a photo, I will respond, even if it's just that looks great. Thank you. You can leave it. It may not be you're getting a whole critique written back. It's not always necessary. I'm happy to just affirm so that you feel confident that you're good to stay where you are, or, hey, maybe do a little bit more in this area. So you're not questioning yourself. So any kind of check-ins before we go? Because we have big sheets, it's hard to show on camera, but
It is.
Yeah. It looks great, Nancy.
I think that cutting off I cut off very little actually, and it put the head better for me, I think.
Yes.
I don't know if you can see.
Yeah.
Looks good.
I mean, and you wouldn't have, I wouldn't have known that you even cut it, but actually it's a great size. I like that it's more portrait, narrow.
Yeah, it's not skinny, but it was just an inch. Had to go.
Yeah, it's amazing how it makes a difference. So the head actually feels bigger and more proportionate.
Yeah, I can leave now I can leave the head, because before I thought, oh, I'm gonna have to wipe out the head and start again, which is never a good place for me.
No, it's discouraging. Yeah.
Yeah, especially with the head. It's okay, or the face. If I don't have that first, it's really hard to plunk that onto something.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and his front paws look great, because foxes are tricky. I've done my fair share of foxes, not always full body, but they're very tricky. Wolves and foxes because they have very distinctive angles that, if you get wrong, it feels off,
Yeah.
So the black socks, the front paws, really look good.
Yeah, so I'll play around with them a bit more. And I've got some eyes on them too. I don't know whether they're right, but didn't you used to say we had to get the eyes in there?
Yes.
Okay, well, now I'm sure I've said a lot of things over the years. I know that we as human beings want the eyes. So I would usually say, let's just do that because it's exciting. It'll feel more alive.
Yeah.
There's a lot of reasons to start with the eyes, but that's not to say that that's always the best.
No, I agree. I don't think it's a good place to start, but I think when you can stick them in, maybe. Yeah.
So listen, absolutely eyes. Okay. So this, and again, I don't want to assume the amount of time that you're dedicating outside of class, but just as a reminder, because Esther, I had said last class in our first session. The reason I did a 2-hour, which is not necessarily normal, it's usually 2.5, like, because Zoom can be a little different than in person, but I would never do a 2-hour class usually. But I knew that there'd be a lot of work outside of it. It's just the size, okay? And then also the sharing of photos to see progress. So that's sort of expected, but I'm not going to assume how much time you have. But absolutely, there is going to be green light for getting your smaller tools out and doing, again, sticking with the value, but getting out your more finer erasers to do work in the face and in the eyes. And you can go as realistic as you want. So again, depending on what kind of mixed media you want to consider in the future, you may not want to go so far with detail with the charcoal. It's so if you're not sure, then just kind of see where you end off. It's not, there's no like you have to be at a certain point next week, okay? But if you get lost in it and you have the time, you want to render down to the highlights on the eyes, go for it. Okay, this is just I'm going to work on this and I'll probably record it. I can even upload like second videos and whatnot on YouTube and send you a separate link. But yeah, I mean, you just have to feel that out, like how much detail you want to get into. But there's no problem. Just like embrace what is feeling right. And contact me if things go south, please. Just let me know. I will say that texting, and if you have my number in your phone, like, does anyone not have my, Mary, do you have a cell phone?
Yes.
So if you want to put my number in your cell phone.
Yesterday, but it apparently it didn't go through. So what I had done before was transfer from the cell phone to my computer, and then from my computer to you, and that seemed to work.
Okay. But for texting on your phone, right? Like, even if it's not about sending an image, but even if it's like just like, hey, Shar, can we chat for 10 minutes? Texting is something that I'll see quicker before anything else.
Sharlena, would you share your number?
Yeah, you have a pen?
I can. Yes, I do. I can.
It's area code 437
437
345 6800.
6800. Thank you.
That's a Toronto area code. It's a weird one. Usually when I give out my number, people are like, where's that? Toronto.
Can I check in with you then?
Please.
All right.
Fabulous.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Great.
Oh, I love that black. Wow.
Oh, and that paw, that paw reaching out. Oh my gosh, it's awesome. I'm a little confused about the paw on the bear that is on your left. Yeah. Those two paws. I'm guessing you just haven't gotten there yet.
To where?
The two paws on the bear with the very expressive face.
Okay.
I'm just not quite understanding that it's a paw. It's like more of a triangular shape. I'm guessing you just haven't gone there yet.
Well, I've been there many times. And they keep looking. Well, I figure the one arm on that one bear looks like a monkey.
It is a bit of a funny shape. So if your reference isn't giving you information, then Look for another bear
It is.
paw.
No, I can, I thought I'd do some detail separate drawing and figure out how how it works.
Yeah, it's the shape. It feels a little too triangular.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that's standing out is in proportion. I'm loving the dark lines at the top as well. That looks great.
The Northern Lights.
Fabulous. Ooh, are you going to bring in color? Are you thinking about what kind of media are you thinking?
I'm not thinking.
All right. That's okay. You don't have to. Just it's going to be very exciting.
Well, we'll see. See, the dark on there isn't it? It's much darker on the screen than it is in real life.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's dark.
Yeah. And it still looks like polar bears. Isn't that cool? Like you really got the shape because polar bears have a distinctive shape. That's amazing. It's good that it's not so dark, Mary. It doesn't have to be freaking pitch black dark. It's actually beautiful to have like, a dark tone, but polar bears being white is just that it doesn't, that's dark enough. Unless you need certain areas to be darker, you can get a charcoal pencil, something that leaves a darker line.
Well, okay, so that's the way we're going.
It's great. Your value is awesome. Yeah. Yeah, it's beautiful.
Okay.
Because I've done a project on polar bears and talked about the value within, right? There's like so much value. There's lights and the darks and, darks and the lights and all that. That charcoal powder approach for a polar bear is, how you broke out the color shaper and any kind of subtle things you can do that are barely visible.
Yeah.
Are really great for a polar bear because they're not pure white. So any subtleties is worth the time. I have some notes actually. I'll email you. I will send you an email with some notes, and again, it might just be like, oh yeah, that's good. Just little reminders about the value of them and what you can play with. But it's really exciting. Yeah, I've never seen polar bears like chilling like that. Like they actually, they look like they're, it's not the standard polar bear. You know what I mean? The shape where they're walking or whatever. I love that they're kind of sitting and how you put them together. It's really cool. Stacey, do you want to check in before we go?
Yes. So let me turn my camera around. I had to take my thing off. This is what I did. Nice, huh?
Awesome. Oh, that's a pea pad. That's so great.
Yeah, with a nice big pile of charcoal that I spilt in my.
Oh my God.
Can I get far enough away?
That's good. Wow.
Black. That's beautiful.
That's
well,
dark.
that's way blacker on the screen than it is in real life.
Oh, really? Eh?
So that's where I'm at right now. Trying to figure out if I need more detail in the tree trunk. I haven't done the tree branch.
Definitely. I'm hoping that you do some more eraser stuff in the tree trunk. And I like what you've done on the branch, just that.
Yes. It's like the sun's shining on it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Have fun with the tree because it doesn't need to look realistic. It looks like a bloody tree. You know what I mean? So like whatever you can do just to have fun with the mark making, use your eraser, maybe even things that lift, like, Mary using that color shaper.
Yeah. Okay. Do I need more dark lines up and down, like the cracks in the tree, or?
No, I would not
okay.
put a lot of value in the tree.
Okay.
I like that you've done the value. It's sort of gradating out from the hole. Like you can't just have a dark hole.
Right.
For now, I think that's enough. Okay. Anyone else have an opinion about, more dark in the tree or?
No.
I guess the branch that's coming out through, there should be darker transition from the trunk to there, like on the,
Like right
yeah,
here.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't even touched like this
Yeah,
part.
fair enough.
So
I would take your kneadable and start doing some lights within the darks of the dad, like within his wings and the feathers. Yeah. Take your kneadable and the next stage. Yeah.
So
Just
there's a little bit of it.
that. Yeah.
Okay. Yep, and I haven't done the swing yet.
Well,
Okay.
but it should be lighter. Actually, I think the value is right.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
All right.
It's closer. I mean, not saying you can't have darks in there, but I wouldn't do the whole thing black, like the wing and behind.
Okay.
So,
All right.
yeah, a question with the charcoal. Like my charcoal's still dropping off this thing. We're not using sprays or anything.
You can absolutely use a workable fixative, 100% sure.
Okay, because that's if I'm like, oh, there won't be anything left of this by tomorrow.
Well, so here's the thing though, is that how I use my brush. Like you don't want any loose charcoal left on. So when you brush off any loose charcoal and it's not dark enough, then you need a different tool. Like you need a different charcoal stick, or that's when you get out a different, maybe a soft pastel.
Yeah.
So using a workable fixative, it's going to blow off any dust and it may actually shift the value. And that's, you have to see that. You need to see that. So I don't have, I don't think I have a workable fixative. So, and I don't usually use it anymore. And it's more because of myself and the smell.
Yeah.
So,
Well, the art spec.
no,
Art spectra.
it buckles the bloody paper, Stacey.
I
I don't have an atomizer.
What?
Okay.
If you have an atomizer, so it's a much nicer mist. I need to get one to be able to use that.
Yeah. Okay.
And
would you at stage right now, or wait until you've removed as much as you want?
I would not be spraying it on mine yet because I have a lot more to do.
Okay.
But like Nancy, you're at a stage where you could use a nice workable fixative spray.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Stacey, you're close. And actually, Mary, I mean, if you wanted to, you're there. Okay. If you want to do a workable fixative, not a final fixative though, because that's no good.
Just give it a little spray, just a quick.
A fairy dusting.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So this Spectra Fix, it's a casein fixative spray, and so it's odorless for the most part. I can smell it, but like it smells like alcohol to me because the alcohol evaporates, right? So anyway, it's not odor free to me. Whatever, it's fine. They're allowed to say in comparison to others it's odor free, but it's non-toxic, all natural. It's great stuff, but I don't like the pump. And I've found that if I use this on this Strathmore paper, it will immediately start to curl. Immediate. Now, I mean, I don't have, I'm using bulldog clips. I don't have this taped edge to edge. And so I could, and then I could use the Spectra Fix, but it's just not, I don't know, like, I guess I don't bring it up and suggest it because I'm sort of like, I haven't used a workable fixative in a really long time.
I never use it, except that if we're working on this over 4 weeks, like I say, I did lose my goldfish, like I just.
True. Yeah. But that was finished. That was finished. And I use on mixed media works like your goldfish, I use like literally a spray varnish.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, if you if you have it, absolutely use it. And a workable fixative, you can use it at like at the end of every session, at the, and a session, when I say a session, is when you walk away from your easel, not just when we're in class. Like every day at the end of your session, let's say you went and you did half an hour work every day, you could do a workable fixative at the end of every session just to protect it so that it's not sitting there on the easel in any vulnerable situation. Just in case.
Falling on its face.
Yeah. What if it fell off the easel?
Yeah.
But again, this whole brush process and really grinding the stuff into the paper, it is fairly safe. It's safer than you think. So I think that dust you're seeing, you just got to get rid of it. Got to get it off. And again, if the value changes, then you use a different tool.
Okay.
To up the value.
Okay. Yeah. I'll use it.
Again, if you say choose to use soft pastel as your media, you don't have to have things so dark right now. It doesn't have to be like extreme contrast because you might bring in color.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm hoping because you're in your orange phase,
yeah, right?
Right? Or orange is just part of your spirit. That's your aura. Have you ever had your color aura given
No.
to you?
No.
Maybe it's orange. Just say it's orange. It's my aura.
Okay.
So yeah, sorry about not bringing up fixing. I personally don't do it, but you are very welcome. And also, like, anything that you have learned in the past, I'll leave us off with this. Anything you've learned from any classes or experience that works for you, please add it in. Or, you can ask for sure, but I'd like to say that you're at that stage where you do know what works best for you. And so it'll more than likely be a green light in that sense. I feel like we've all followed the instructions. But that's more just because I love the forgiveness of these materials, right?
I love it too.
Yeah, I'm so happy that you love it. I mean, obviously we're kindred. But Stacey, when you did send me your process photo over email and you said you forgot how much you loved charcoal, my just heart exploded because it is something I also feel like I'm coming back to, oh my God, I've always loved this and I've been sort of away from it. So this is really feeling great for me as well.
Yeah. I mean, I really love all the mixed media, but charcoal, and loving learning the oil colors right now. Yeah.
Yeah, I have a very small class on Tuesdays. No, it's no. Very small class on Saturday mornings. Just two ladies who are doing charcoal on Mylar. I'll show you. I'm just loving it because Mylar is a drafting film, and so you can erase like 100% back. But I'm like, I put this class together because I want to do more of it, and I want to share the awesomeness of it. So this is that translucent film, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Beautiful.
And it's just so much fun. Like you just literally, it's like ice skating and drawing at the same time.
So what are you using in the Mylar? What's your mark making?
Charcoal.
Charcoal.
Yeah.
Is it powder?
So, yeah. And, a bit of a problem with the manufacturing of this product because it's an old concept drafting film, which is frosted Mylar, right? There's vellum and then there's drafting film. Vellum is more like a thicker tracing paper, okay? So it's still translucent, but then this film is like a poly, it is a plastic film that these days they're putting a frosted coating on it. And so two things have happened, and this is not something that's happened with the film that I used to use 20 years ago. It's changed the way they've made it, and it's really pissing me off. Things changed though, okay? Like, what can you do? But the charcoal powder, whereas I used to use it just like these animals coming in and making the ghost and blocking in, it's actually preventing fine drawing in the second layer, because the charcoal pencil just sort of skipping. It's like just removing. And then what it's doing is it's scratching off the bloody frosted part on the film. And so here I am, with this, I know these products, I know this process, and I'm teaching it, but I'm actually having to really quickly adapt and on the spot. And thankfully, like, the ladies in the class are all cool with that, but it's like, it's hard because I'm having to change, and like, okay, so actually it'd be better to do the drawing first and then maybe bring in the charcoal powder later. And I have to play with that simply because of the way it's being made now.
Okay.
Yeah.
It might be cool to do like that and then place it over like a really loose watercolor. Would you be able to see the watercolor through it? Or is it frosted so it wouldn't work?
It's so you can see it, but it has to be really exaggerated. So if you wanted a color to show through, it has to be almost like 5 times brighter than, because it's going to diffuse it.
Okay.
So if you put a red piece of paper in behind here, it's going to look pink.
Okay.
This is the product, by the way. It's Graphics Duralar. Oh, spotlight. Graphics Duralar. And they have many different types. They have one that's just acetate, but this is the 2-sided matte film. So you can draw on both sides as well. And it actually, I'm finding that this is better for colored pencil than charcoal. We're still using it. We're still using charcoal in class. But again, I have sheets from 20 years ago. It's not the same company. I don't know what company it was. And it's superior. It doesn't do that. It doesn't have these problems. And so I'm like, again, you think you know something, and then just one little thing changes. It could just be the manufacturing, and you don't think much of it, but it's like, it actually changes everything.
Yep.
So anyway, so when we think about this in our minds, we're being this perfectionist or mastering something, which is an evolution, right? It is not you get to the top and you stay there. No, we're constantly in flux, relearning, rejigging. And that's why we have to dance. It's your studio philosophy of the day. All right, my loves, fantastic work. I'm going to log off. I will follow up with the recording, and let's stay in touch. I am here for you. Mwah.
Thank you, Sharlena.
See you
Bye.
next.
Bye.